it's gonna be a one-taker. Can I at least hear the theme song? Fine, let's go! Do you have a humiliation kit? This is all I ask you to do. I'm having a great finger flick. You're allowed to show up. This team is ruining my life. I'm taking crazy pills. With you, wherever you are, welcome to LFR. Can I tell you the first line of this ad read? Hey, you know me. I'm a pretty chill guy. I don't have to scream and shout. I certainly don't rant and rave. Nothing can faze me. I'm gonna say so many bad words in a second. Oh, it continues. Nothing can faze me except for spam calls. And it's always while I'm trying to record a video or a podcast. But I'm not bringing this up because they're annoying. They can be so much worse than that. There's an entire industry of data brokers out there, collecting, moving around, and selling personal information. And when it comes to your personal information, it might be a whole lot more than your name and phone number. What about your credit card info or your social security number? Now we're veering hard into identity theft territory. And do we really need another Steve Dangle? I would never wish that upon any of you. Luckily, I don't have to worry about those things anymore because I'm using Incogni. Incogni reaches out to online data brokers on your behalf, requests removal of your personal info, and handles any objections. The whole process is automated, and it continues to work overtime to remove new personal data as it appears. You can sign up as an individual or opt into a family plan to protect your loved ones as well. And because Incogni is sponsoring this video, you know I've got a great deal to share. Visit Incogni.com to sign up using the promo code DANGLE. That'll get you 60% off your annual plan. 60%? That's so many percents! All you gotta do is use the promo code DANGLE. So visit Incogni.com and tell them Steve sent you. Thanks to Incogni for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get to the regularly scheduled one-taker because that game stunk. This thing on? Good. We're doing a one-taker. We're not editing. We're not nothing. The only thing that we're going to have to edit out of this video are bleeps. Leafs lose 3-0 to the Vancouver Canucks on Hockey Night in Canada at home. I haven't even left the room. We did a stream tonight. I streamed that thing for 3 hours tonight. I haven't even left the room. You can still see the headphone dent in my head. Let's talk about this, because I'm going to get carved by a lot of Canucks fans. Dude, a lot of Leaf fans living out in BC. Oh, dude, little work from home on Monday, eh? Don't even bother going in. That's going to be the worst day of your life. Let me tell you about this. I'm getting carved by Canucks fans right now, and I understand, and I deserve it, because any of you who watch all these videos, I know there's a ton of you who just got here because the Leafs lost really embarrassingly tonight. And you know, you maybe watch 1 or 2 of my videos this season, usually when the Leafs get eliminated in the first round. It's great to have traditions every single April. I talked about, at the end of last LFR, how this is not a must-win, because a must-win is a situation where, like, you gotta win this game. It's a can't lose, though. That's what this game is. And I tell you why. I tell you exactly why. It's not out of arrogance. Listen, the Canucks are professional athletes. The Leafs are professional athletes. There's not much between the professional athletes. So what do you want? You want a tactical advantage. The Canucks have been sick recently. They have players who are either coming off of an illness or playing with an illness or recovering from an illness. The Canucks are injured. They either have guys who are out of the lineup or guys who are in the lineup and playing hurt. Quinn Hughes played nearly 24 minutes tonight and scored and was fantastic with a split on his hand. Okay? The Canucks are tired. Are the Leafs tired? No, they had some time off. And guess what? The Vancouver Canucks, 3 games in 4 nights. This was game 3 on night 4. Would you rather be the Canucks or the Leafs in that situation? Exactly. The Leafs have a tactical advantage there. The Canucks are the road team. Would you rather be the road team or the home team? Exactly. The Leafs have a tactical advantage there. Would you rather be the team sitting at home with your feet up, doing your nice little morning skating around, having a nice old time, or be the Canucks waiting on a friggin' tarmac for a flight that was delayed because of snow coming out of Carolina because you were in Carolina last night because the Hurricanes dog-walked you. The Hurricanes beat the Leafs and Canucks on back-to-back nights, by the way. Thursday, Friday. You got dog-walked. Actually, the Canucks got dog-walked by a team on the second half of a back-to-back. That's what the Leafs were up against coming into this game. You can't lose to this team. I'm half convinced if the Leafs were lions, they'd be eating like berries and tomatoes or what. Well, I don't know what grows where lions live. What, it's supposed to be antelopes. That's what grows out of the ground for lions to live. Whenever you see those pictures of lions with like blood just covering their face, right? You're like, oh, the ferocity of a lion. No. That's work. What you're seeing is work. Yeah, they got to survive. How do they survive? By eating. Yeah, but how do they eat? The work! Every Stanley Cup champion, and this is what we're talking about, right? We're talking about Stanley Cup champions. Oh, the Leafs are leading the division. Gives a damn! Who cares? Who, honest to goodness, cares? Right? Let's have a real conversation. The Leafs won 5 straight, but they didn't look all that great during those 5 games. And I was like, guys, they've won 5 straight. Guys, they're at the top of their division, but they get murdered by the Hurricanes the other day. And then there's this game. This game, because of everything leading into it, the Canucks, on top of all those tactical advantages that the Leafs have and disadvantages the Canucks have, their top 2 players don't even like each other, dude. Their top 2 forwards. They have nothing. Every single hockey show with insiders is talking about how they're going to blow that team up. How they're going to make a big trade. How one of Pettersson or JT Miller is getting flown out of town. And by the way, was Miller even good in this game? Meh. Was Pettersson even good in this game? I noticed him a couple times. The Canucks didn't even have that great of a game. And the Leafs got shut out on home ice. Every winner has players in their core with something, let's be honest, wrong with them. Players who have a lust for blood. Matthew Tkachuk, if he saw you at the side of the road with a flat tire, would pull over, get out of his car, and pop the other 3. And he won a cup! Mark Stone? I'm not entirely, I don't have video evidence that he's ever consumed human flesh, but I believe it. The Colorado Avalanche? Thank God those guys play hockey. Nathan McKinnon? Mikko Rantanen? Gabriel Landeskog was on that team still? I didn't even mention Cal McCarr. He seems like a lovely individual who just happens to be really good at hockey. There's something wrong with Nathan McKinnon. Thank God! Whichever one you pray to, Nikita Kucherov discovered hockey instead of, I don't know, knives or whatever it may be. You keep going back. The Berube Blues, those guys had some nasty pieces of work. I don't know about something genuinely wrong with them, but Alex Pietrangelo, on top of being a good hockey player, that's a nasty piece of work. Braden Shen, that's a nasty piece of work. Something wrong with Ovi. The Penguins, something wrong with Malkin. I know Crosby is like a hockey, destroying automaton, but Evgeny Malkin, there's something wrong with that guy. Now you got to go back to the Blackhawks and Kings alternating. There's something wrong with Duncan Keith. There's something wrong with Drew Doughty. There's something wrong with those guys, man. Then you go back to the 2011 Bruins. Guys, who's got a screw loose on the Leafs? Is it anyone of relevance? Which Leaf is the lion with a red face? With a crimson mask? Which Leaf do you imagine dragging an antelope up a tree? Dude, this game, there's no point even breaking it down. They have games where they look like a decently oiled machine. I'll say a well-oiled machine. Not a great oiled machine, but a well-oiled machine. They bumble the puck around the ice all night long. Bumble the thing. They had a couple moments at the end of the first where they looked somewhat dangerous. They had a couple moments in the second period where they made Kevin Lankinen get out of bed. But for the most part, yeah, the Canucks had good sticks. Yeah, the Canucks had a decent forecheck and put on decent pressure. The Leafs bumble the puck around the ice all night. And the power play's bad. The power play's bad. And everyone's getting on Mark Savard. Listen, Mark Savard runs the Leafs power play, and he surely takes some of the blame for that. He runs their power play. How many guys, didn't I say this at the beginning of the damn season? How many guys have run the Leafs power play over the course of Austin Matthews and William Nylander and Mitch Marner and Morgan Riley's tenure with the Toronto Maple Leafs? And the only reason I left John Tavares out of that is he showed up 2 years after those guys. They have had so many people run it, and even if the Leafs had a good season on the power play, they'd be right back to bumble the thing around the ice come playoff time. Or come stretch time, come stretch run, because you gotta warm up. You can't just get bad on a dime like that. Not everyone can be Ilya Samsonov during last year's playoffs. You gotta practice being bad. You gotta have a lead up to being bad. And the Leafs every March turn into a complete pumpkin, and maybe they're getting the yips out of their system now. I don't know what it is, but the same, like we keep talking about Morgan Riley, right? Morgan Riley has been playing poorly. He has been, and this game was another one. He's been playing poorly, and he's never had a proper partner. Well, who's the common denominator there? It's Riley, right? Okay, great. So applying that logic to the power play, it's been the same group of 5 guys bumble the puck around the ice for years now. What's the Shoresy line? They like to win, they don't hate to lose. You think this team hates to lose? You think that I got a super chat tonight during the stream from someone who was like, the second we found out about the Vancouver Canucks having airplane issues getting to the game tonight, I knew the Leafs were going to lose. That is their brand. And you know what's crazy? They did the same thing against Detroit like last year. A team who just friggin' got in the building, beat you in Toronto. Beat you in your own barn. You have every advantage in the world, but you don't have a lust for blood. You don't have what Matthew Tkachuk has. You don't have what Mark Stone has. You don't have what the Avalanche at large have. You don't have a bloodline. You don't love winning more than you hate chickpea pasta. That's Nathan McKinnon, by the way. I think Nikita Kucherov has tried human bone marrow. I really do. I genuinely believe he's ordered that at a restaurant, and they said to him, because of the look in his eyes, let me check in the back. Like, who on this team has that? The reason I keep talking about bloodlust in this video is the Canucks' heroic performance. Kevin Lankinen getting a shutout. He's been great all season long. That was his 16th win of the campaign. It's unbelievable for a guy who signed when he did. But they walk into this building a wounded gazelle. And the gazelle kicked the lion in the head. Because this lion doesn't like the taste of gazelle enough to get up off the grass. Get up off the ground. Steve, they won 5 straight and they lose 2 straight and you lose their mind? Yes, because they're a paper tiger. What? The core of this team has been together for a long enough time. We talk about sample size, right? Why am I going to be fooled by a 5-game heater where you don't even look all that good when I have getting closer and closer to a decade's worth of evidence that this team doesn't have it? Paper tiger. The Leafs have a 7-game series against the New York Rangers tomorrow. The Rangers. Have you been following them? The Rangers. I don't know if the Leafs win. I don't. Do you? You know? You know for sure? Okay, how about this? Well, the Leafs are leading the division. All right. Leafs lead the division. They play the Columbus Blue Jackets, who are in the wild card spot right now. They win that one? They lost last time. You know that, right? Okay. Well, what if it's the Habs? What if it's the Habs instead? I think the Habs kick the Leafs' ass. I don't know. What reason? Why is that unreasonable? I need you to give me a reasonable reason that I'm being unreasonable. I don't think I'm being unreasonable. I am right until further notice, because that is all the evidence behind us. All of it. All of it. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's like Stephen A. Smith getting on the TV, ranting and raving at us that this is the time Charlie Brown kicks the football. What? Until Lucy holds that thing still, or Charlie finds a way to kick it, which is less likely, I'm going to think that he's going to miss the thing and say, ugh, as he flies and hits his head on the grass, probably getting an undiagnosed concussion, because those are old cartoons. They are going to bumble the puck around the ice, because that is what they do. They're going to lose games that they should win, because that is what they should do. They are going to lose games where they have every fathomable tactical advantage over their opponent, because that is what they do. Some people probably paid $1,000 to be in the building that night. It is an all-Canadian matchup on Saturday night. And if you bring 4 of you, that's a G easy. That is an easy grand right there. And what do you think the Leafs are talking about right now? The media really got on us. Can you believe the fans booed us? Because some fans were booing us. Berube was really getting on our case, and I didn't like that. You think any one of those dudes who, with a name that you wear on your back and you paid to do it, do you think any of them give a shit that you spent $1,000 to be in the building and waste your Saturday night to watch that bullshit? I don't think they do. These guys have a debt to this city, because they have a debt to this fan base because of how they have treated it through their actions and efforts over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever it is now. And they have to dig deep and figure out over the next few months whether they have what it takes to pay that debt back. Until this team learns to wear a crimson mask, until this team learns to love the taste of blood the way their adversaries do, they will always be a blue and white paper tiger. That is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends whether you liked this video or you hated it. Tell you what, it wasn't a waste of time like that Bumblef of a game.